Right then, so I got another project. This one is probably a bit more heavy than the stuff I normally do. This is the furthest I've ever been to pick up one of these. I drove 90 miles each way, so 180 mile. It was a hell of a it was a reasonably good deal. Picked this up for 1,200 quid, which is quite cheap for something like this. They normally go over two, at least, sometimes 2.5, something like this. It's a Kodiak 400 4x4, between 2000 and 2005. I'm guessing it's early. The black stickers are earlier. You can normally tell off the wheels, but this has got aftermarket alloys on, so you can't on this. It's got a few niceties. It's got a worn front winch bumper and worn winch. You might not be able to see that. Nope, too dark. It's all fully working. Bit strange actually in wired in that it comes on without the ignition, but I don't think it draws power because the battery's not gone dead and it's been in here about 3 weeks. So yeah, these are the aftermarket alloys. Just move this. Just bought this mower as well. Sold the ride on and bought this because well, I didn't think I needed it. Keep fit on that, like, but Honda engine with a mount field. 500 quid this was. About the most expensive lawnmower I've ever bought, but it seems alright. Here's the alloys. They're off a Suzuki King Quad. They're a little bit scratched up. This is probably the worst one, so whether I'll refurb them or not, I don't know. Mud gear tyres, reasonable condition with reasonable tread. They're not brand new, but I've seen a lot worse. Yeah, that sort of shows you how much is on them. Alloys, like I say, they're in okay condition, except from a mild crack on this rear one. But it does hold air, it's not leaking. It may leak very, very slightly actually, thinking about it, but whether I replace it or not, I don't know. I found one for about 30 quid, so I probably will. It's just the hassle of waiting for it to come from the States. Biggest problem with this was that as soon as you put it in four-wheel drive, it was making a terrible grinding. So as you can see, I've got all the diff out, all the shafts, you know, all the A-arms disassembled, etc. I actually got quite lucky. Originally they told me it was a diff, but the diff is actually in a fairly decent condition. You know, goes fine basically. It's a little bit loud because I'm not putting any fluid in it at the moment. These are, on these Yamahas, they have a hex bolt underneath, which always rounds as soon as they get a couple of years old. So I've drained the fluid out through that plug. So there'd be no way of getting it out. So all it ended up being was the shaft that goes from the front of the engine to the diff. Here it is. That end's fine, that goes into the diff. But this end is well and truly stripped. Probably can't see that, but it goes into this coupler here, which is also stripped. The engine side is fine. It's got plenty of splines left. So I've ordered a new coupler and a new shaft. Cost 130 quid for the two. New shaft's already here. There's 60 quid for the shaft. So, a couple of other problems as well. One front wheel bearing was terrible. Made it virtually unsteerable. So got a new one of these. It was a bit of a faff pushing it out, so I had to take it to somebody to get them to cut it out. But yeah, it's in there now. Didn't cost much, and it cost 10 quid to get him to do it, so not the end of the world. Aftermarket wheel bearing fits in there okay. Oddly enough, it's still got plenty of meat left on the brake pads, and the discs aren't scored at all compared to most things I normally have. But where's the caliper? There it is. As you can see, for some reason the pads are like flaky, soft and flaky. Something they contaminated with either brake, well, obviously brake fluid would be the most likely cause. So although they worked, they were, well, pretty rough. I always buy cheap brake pads because I find they do the job. These are just, I suppose they're Chinese, Kyoto, 6 quid a side, so for £6, you may as well do it. It's the auto with the high and low range, neutral, reverse park, etc. Speedo wasn't working when I got it, but it turns out that's just because he'd replaced the starter motor clutch and just not put anything back together as it should be, so that was a simple fix. Painted the racks. Racks are fairly bent, but if you stand here you can't really tell that much, so I'll probably leave them as they are. That's it. I'm just waiting on the coupler to come from the US at the moment, and there's 2 oil leaks as well. One chronic from this front diff seal there, which basically drained the diff oil overnight. I went to pick that up at the dealer, but they gave me the wrong seal, so I'm waiting for a new one of them to arrive. And also, as you can see, there's a fair oil leak at the back from the final drive seal. Again, waiting for that. It's going to be a hell of a job to fit, because all the back sort of assembly is going to have to come off, as this is really. But yeah, I apologise, it's a slightly boring video, but there's not a lot I can do when it's up on prop stands, and I thought I'd update you. Painting all this in bitumen, obviously, wasn't that bad, just protect it for future. But yeah, it doesn't smoke at all, as usual. Never buy something that smokes, because it's too big a deal to fix it. So yeah, see you in the next video.